Welcome back, mythical fantasy beast riders, to another exciting day of Let's Playing Avendar, where we jump only into the most dangerous, most confusing of sewers, among many other magical places. How have you been? Hopefully you are having a great day. Whatever day of the week it is for you. Maybe it's a Tuesday. Or what Thursday? I wouldn't know. At any rate, we're throwing some synth music into the mix because I'm having difficulty finding additional appropriate fantasy music that is royalty free. So we're going to try the synth and see how it goes today. Last we left off, we were... Oh, that's right. We really were in the sewers. Let me find the sewer... Gosh, the text is so small. Oh, right. It wasn't actually a different area. We were plotting it as part of Avendar. Oh, that's right. Yes, that fishing line nest of... Okay. So let's just instead... Maybe we stay out of the sewers for the time being. Maybe we just kind of, mosey around Avendar. I think we've earned that, haven't we? Okay. Oh, let's check our score and everything. Oh boy. Talaris is 31 years old. 1 year older than myself today. So that's... I'm not sure. I can't pull on experience anymore to play this guy. Oh, we're hungry. Good grief. We are level 14. We've been playing for 52 hours, which is a little scary. And we're a bazillion experience points away from level 15. Yeah, only 4,700. That's not too bad. Did we grab any extra food? I sure hope so, because otherwise we're going to need to go fishing. Oh, right, we did. Cool. We grabbed many a trout. Pretty soon I'm gonna think that we're actually practicing, oh man, I don't want to offend anyone, get my cultures wrong. What is it called? It's not Passover. Gosh, I should know this. The word when, it's used for when you don't eat anything, right before Easter. But some people consider fish not to be meat or something. I don't quite remember. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay. Let's just start mapping here. Okay, so we're on the Aryan Way. I suppose this is a anteroom of the Aryan Way. Oh wait, this is a bar or something. I'm actually not quite sure what this is. Small hallway serves as the Aryan Way. Oh, it's a tavern. Okay. Yeah, let's keep looking around this tavern. Okay, so we're in the common room of the Aryan Way. The common room of the Aryan Way is a large square chamber paneled with planks of scented pines filled with tables and the smoke of the torches which illuminate the chamber. This room is a common gathering place for the merchants who frequent the Aryan Plaza. The room's decor seems to be cut above the typical tavern, with the occasional painting adorning the walls and a simple tile mosaic covering the floor. The common room continues to all directions save east. A broad-shouldered bouncer meanders through the tavern. A portly merchant sits here, having dinner. So south just leads us to another part of the common room. Here there is a Kaladaran, a Kankoran, and an Aelin. Oh, we're going to need to extend the map again. It's not that surprising. Here is a soapstone chessboard sits. Can we examine the chessboard? This chess set has its pieces made from soapstone, with the white and black pieces represented by appropriately colored stone. The white pieces are carved with depictions of various social institutions of Avendar, such as priests of Jolin and the patrician as king. while the black pieces all portray Varbendorian merchants, with the pawns carved as surly dock workers. Oh, that's funny. We're found the bar. Located on the western side of the common room of the Aryan Way, this bar comes to an end here, continuing further north as it hugs the wall. This part of the tavern is rather smoke-filled as it approaches the kitchens, which lie past a wooden set of double doors to the west. The common room opens to the east of here. So it looks like the bar runs against the wall, whereas the common room is kind of this big area over here. Sitting at a table, a thin merchant nurses a glass of wine. Big bar. Okay, I wonder if we can go behind the bar. Oh, we can. We're in the kitchens. These chambers house the kitchens of the Aryan Way. Set against the western wall are a hearth. Oh no, I always say this wrong. Is it earth or hearth? Hearth. Hearth? Hearth and wood oven, which fill the room with smoke despite the small chimney which is built into the hearth. Also featured prominently are cutting boards and racks of spices, all bearing the marks of much use. The tavern's cook works here. And greasy Joan doth keel the pot. Up here seems to be a stairwell. A simple wooden stairwell leads upwards to the top floor of the Aryan Way, where rooms are available for the merchants who frequent this place. A hallway opens south of here. Well, let's go up and look at the rooms. Top of a stairwell. In a hallway, smelling of pine, this dark hallway leads west through the top floor of the Aryan Way, providing access to the lodgings available in the tavern. The only illumination is from a simple glass lantern, which is hung from a simple iron hook on the wall. North of here is a stairwell, and the hallway continues to the west. So this hallway just keeps going. I'm going to stop mapping because I'm assuming, well, let's try and open north. Yeah, these are all locked. I mean, I guess we could try them all. Yeah, they're just all locked. Makes sense. Okay. Well, we're outside the Aryan Way in the northern Aryan Plaza, next to the fountain. Not much of a description of the northern Aryan Way, other than the plaza continues every direction except north, where an open shop front advertises provisions for passing travelers. Of particular note is the center of the plaza to the south, where a statue and fountain are visible. Okay. We are in Jalith's Provisions. Let's see here. Jalith's shop provides provisions to the travelers coming to and from the plaza along the Aryan Road, crowded with barrels of flour, along with jars of preserved meats and other spices. The shop does a brisk enough business to demand that these supplies be on hand. A stone building with a wooden ceiling, the shop is built in the more modern mercantile style, which dominates this party of the city. I don't know if that's supposed to say party. Oh, I was gonna sneeze. Known colloquially as New Erindom. So we are in New Erindom. Jalith stands here, offering provisions for sale. Let's get a list from Jalith. He is closed. He's open at 8 a.m. It is currently 1 a.m. We are wandering the streets at 1 a.m. We'll be back to him. I'm going to mark this as a point of interest. Okay. Yeah, we're in the northeastern side of the Aryan Plaza. Most prominent among the shops to the north is a supply house of some sort from which merchants trickle in and out of, gathering supplies for their journey along the Aryan. This is another store. In hindsight, I probably should have been coloring the stores in Varbandor. We are in Kentillus's general store, an older building of stone. Kentillus's shop provides for the needs of travelers who pass to and from the plaza along the Aryan Road. Amidst the rack of bridles and backpacks, the smell of fresh leather hangs in the air, rather cramped with the occasional barrel or row of metal tools. The shop still is a common stopping place for those who come to this part of the city. Cantillus is here attending his shop. Cantillus is not open until 8 a.m. Eastern Plaza. The merchants who mill about the other parts of the plaza are thin here, and the travelers heading east here tend to be artisans or scholars of one form or another. Shops line the side of the plaza further to the north and south, and a fountain dominates to the west. East is the Frinian Way. Frinian Way is a broad but winding street which heads generally east and west through New Irendam. Scholars, artisans, and other craftsmen use this street, bringing their goods from the east to the Aryan Plaza, where they can be peddled to the merchants that gather there. The buildings lining this street appear to be more recent construction than the cobblestones of the Frinian, which show the marks of what could only be nigh on hundreds of years of wear. In contrast, the surrounding buildings, while hewn from the Brintors, show signs of the shapings of magic. In particular, a small tower and base lies to the north here, seemingly formed from the melting of some liquid black stone. Home to the enigmatic Brotherhood of the Golden Flame, the tower seems active, but no entrance is apparent from the side of the street. A city watchman patrols the streets here. We're not quite ready to go on, so we're going to go back to the plaza, see what else is over here. The open expanse of the plaza gradually comes to an end here, terminating in a wall to the east and a large enclosed forge to the south. Forge, eh? The Alien Forge. This building houses a complete forge and is filled with sweltering heat. Numerous anvils and bellows are arranged in lines on the floor, clearly designed for work on multiple projects at once. Beds of red-hot coals are also here and there, each standing next to barrels of water and clamps. Spots darken the stone ceiling, and racks on the walls hold a wide assortment of items produced here. Other than several narrow chimneys near the back, the only exit lies through an open doorway to the Aryan Plaza. Hendris diligently works at his forge. Is this a shop? No. I guess this guy will repair stuff since, we haven't had to repair anything in this game. I don't understand if there's actually durability. Let's remove our dagger. What? Oh, we never re-equipped the dagger. Let's identify the dagger and see if it has a durability. It doesn't seem to even have a durability, so I don't know. I don't know how weapons work. Anyway, we'll wield the dagger and wear our shield. Unless we're already wearing it. Yeah, okay. We just had the fishing spear in hand was all. And the Southwest Plaza, travelers and merchants wander through the area here, mainly heading to or coming from the west gates of Irendam to the north. The southern edge of the plaza lines a row of shops to the east, but comes to an end here, stopped by the intersection of the city walls and the buildings to the south. A young greengrocer tends to a fruit cart here, calling out cheerfully to passerbys. A merchant's bodyguard scans the crowd, watchful of his charge. A merchant mills about. And this leads to North Valectus Street. North Valectus Street comes to an end here, opening to the expanse of Aryan Plaza to the north. Wending its way through Irendam's mercantile quarter, Valectus Street is both squalid and well-traveled by the merchants and burly porters who bring their goods along this street. The buildings lining the way are an odd combination of ramshackle both and the occasional marble-walled edifice. Most of these seem devoted to shipping and storing the goods that pass through the city, judging from both the signs of the merchants moving in and out of the premises. The street is paved with vaguely purple stones of the Brintors, most worn a dull black by the travel this street sees. So Velectus continues on here. It does wend its way through. And we don't get an option to take a turn until we reach this intersection of Velectus and Jarlan Street. Or Jarlan Street. Jarlan? This small intersection marks the crossing of Velectus and Jarlan Streets. Velectus, running generally north and south, houses many of the city's warehouses and other mercantile assets, eventually connecting with the Dantoran to the south. Jarlan Street heads east and west, moving from the quarters of the city's poor citizens in the west, gradually turning towards more prosperous environs to the east. The corners of the intersections are inset with tall lampposts, providing illumination for the area. We'll go west. On West Jarlan Street, which heads through one of the poorer regions of Irendam, mainly home to the less successful merchants who ply their luck on the Dantoran or Aryan Way and the various porters and guards that travel with these such merchants. The buildings here are not built in the classical Irendam style, but instead are closer to the flat-topped wooden builds of Var Bandor. Oh, so we might feel at home here. A cobblestone street heads towards an intersection to the east and toward a bend in the way to the west. It's probably 8 o'clock now. It is. Let's go see what those stores had to offer. Looks like... I don't know. This doesn't seem to be very general use here. I think we lost our music. Oh, here we go. It's back. What? What on earth? Seems like there's a blank space in the music. That's fine. Okay. Backpack and other supplies can be bought there. Nothing terribly useful. Dried blended herbs, dried beef, and hard bread. This seems better. Although we're no longer in a position where we need to buy food. So we do have 7 gold. I mean, it's not like we're poor or anything. But, yeah, we just don't need to buy any food anymore. Which is fine by me. Okay. At the corner of West Jarlan Street, it gradually turns to the south here, where it turns into the beginning of Scarrow Way. The portion of the city seems devoting to housing the less successful merchants and their accompanying entourages near the mercantile quarter. The houses in this area have a generally run-down feel and are mainly built in the style of the flat-topped wooden houses of Var Bandor, rather than the famous Republican style of Irendam. Sekrawin makes its way north and south through the outskirts of Irendam's mercantile quarter. The buildings to the side of the road are squalid flop houses and tenements, most built of wood rather than the classical stone of the Brintors. The general air of the place is that of a slum, and the ill manner in which the road and buildings here are maintained seems to suggest an indifference both on the part of the residents and city authorities. A discreet sign is set in the window of a building on the western side of the street, identifying it as the office of a water scholar. Man, screw those guys. Those guys don't know what's up. We're gonna go in there anyway. A narrow office. This office is somewhat run down, or at least not cleaned all that often. Anatomical charts for most of the sapient creatures of Avendar, and a few that aren't are stuck to the walls, some with notes and corrections drawn in bright red ink. A few chairs sit near the entrance, the padding lumpy with use. A large desk cluttered with paperwork sits about halfway into the room, providing the semblance of a barrier between the main office and a few back rooms. The tiled floor is decorated with what is either some abstract art patterns or disturbing stains. Despite this, the office has a clean, faintly astringent smell to it. A door to the east leads out to Scareaway. A sharply dressed Nefortu goes over some paperwork in their office. Well, we're not a water scholar, so we don't really care about this place. Scareaway splits in its north-south path here, allowing a narrow side alley to meander off to the west. The buildings near the junction are squalid flophouses and tenements, and the gloomy air seems to lift a bit southward, where the quality of buildings gradually begin to improve. Alright, we'll go west. We are in a... Where are we here? Oh, of course. Side alley. A narrow side alley begins here, opening eastward onto Scareaway, as well as winding northward, framing a bath between the enormous city walls and the backsides of many wooden tenements and flophouses. The cobblestones of the street are cracked and broken here, and the livies... Sorry, the what? Oh, the ivies and other clinging vines have grown wholesale over the west wall of the city. Huh. Mapper's getting a little funky here, so I'm going to stretch this out just a bit. I'm going to move it like this. Can you move it like this? It's early, guys. I'm sorry. I don't think straight when it's early. Okay. Still in the side alley. Keep going here. Side alley. Side alley. Side alley. But we had a passageway here. We can go to the east. Wait, what is this? Almost chokingly narrow, the alley is bounded to the north and south by buildings. One of the buildings to the north appears to be a weapon shop of some kind, judging by the fading sign of a sword and dagger near its door. A scraggly boy stands here, hawking meat pies from it. How is he fitting? Chokingly narrow. I assume there was only room for one What is this poor boy doing back here? This weapon shop must get some business for him to think that hawking his meat pies is a good idea to do back here. Anyway, we'll go north. Into Krutik's Weapons. Krutik's Weapons is a dim place, poorly lit by a single lamp. Built in what passes for the slums of Irindam, the shop is coated with a layer of dirt and grime. Built to take advantage of its surroundings, the shop is built flush with the wall of the city to the west, and the side of a stone tenement to the east. To the north of the shop is the north of the shop is paneled with pine and used as a makeshift display for the wares of the store. The shop has no door and merely exits outward towards an alley to the south. Every time I go to sneeze. Okay. Krutik stands here peddling his weapons. We can buy a crude iron short sword, a hand axe, a wooden spear with an iron head, a wooden club with an iron head, a simple iron dagger. Sorry, Krutik, we're not a fighter. East continues on in the back alley. The back alley runs a ways to the east and west, beginning with the west well of the city. The west well? And ending in a cul-de-sac, almost chokingly narrow. The alley is bounded to the north and south by walls of various wooden buildings. Where are we going? I'm so confused. Like, how does this make any sense? I'm going to keep stretching it out here because I don't really know what else to do. Okay. I'm just going to go north, I guess. Oh! A rough-looking dock worker says, "We don't serve your kind here." Okay. Oh, I see. To the south, okay. An open doorway to the north and a grimy sign advertise the presence of a tavern. However, apparently we're not cool enough to go into the tavern, so... Wait, my battery's running low. Wait a minute, hang on. Am I doing this without being plugged in? Oh my gosh, I am. 1 second. Oh my goodness. Don't worry, this only proves to show the professional nature of this recording. Okay. Now we won't die from lack of power. Alright. So apparently this dock worker won't let us in. Let me move this over. I don't know. We'll keep it there for now. It's probably fine. Really, this is on backwards. Kind of surprising that there's this whole alley that just kind of leads to a weapon shop. Actually, let me color that. A weapon shop and a tavern? Oh well. Well, let's continue our way down Scarrow. Nothing here, nothing here. Pylons? Wait, what? What did I miss here? Corner of Scarrow Way and Coggin Row. Scarrow Way heads in from the north here, turning eastward into Coggin Row. The west side of the Scarrow is taken up by low stone buildings. By a low stone building, but the only barrier to travel from the south are banks of the Dantoran. Past a set of stone pylons. On the river you can make out various barges and other merchant travel bringing goods in and out of Irondom along the Dantoran. Northeast of here towers a building of black obsidian blocks, complete with lofty columns which give it an air of enormous height. A pudgy Shudeni catches a nap in a chair, protected from the sun's rays by a thick black awning. Oh, we need a boat to go south. The Dantoran really is just flowing through the city. Oh great, it thinks... Wait, what? Hang on. Oh, we're not mapping. I thought we were mapping. That's the problem. Okay, there we go, and that fixes it. We're in the Dantoran River. Go ahead and mark this blue. Is that the correct color? Can't even remember anymore. It's blue enough. The placid waters, placid waters of the Dantoran make their way through the city of Irondom, passing between the city's mercantile district to the north and the old city to the south. The river is one of the principal avenues for trade into and out of the city. The waters of the Dantoran are deep here, clouded by the dark mud of its bottom and the frequent river traffic along its course. To the east, the Dantoran flows under a high-arched bridge. Westward, it flows towards its egress from the city's walls. I guess we'll just map out the Dantoran here. Dantoran. Oops, now we're on the docks, so I'm going to assume that's not part of the river. Weird. Okay. So I guess here's some docks, but like, hang on. We've been here before. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. How do we do this? 1045 connects to 1276. Yeah, that is some funky mapping. Okay, well, 1276. Let me just add this in. Shoot. Okay. How do we do this to make it make a little more sense? Well, first of all, where are those docks? Those docks are underneath the city, right? Or that's how we depicted them so that it would make some kind of sense. What happens if we go down from here? Where do we end up? Oh, but we can go up from here. Oh, because we went down into the river, I bet. So... this is gonna get messy. Let's shift all of these down 1 Z coordinate. Oh no, that's even worse. What have I done? Okay, no, we're gonna figure this out. I just need to figure it out. We might have to... move this part of the river back up. In fact, I think we're gonna do that. Crap. Oh dear. Oh dear. What have I done? Okay, so I don't think 1278 is a real room. I think I accidentally added that in. Oh my goodness. I think I just delete all this and start over. North, east, and south are our exits. Okay. Okay. So we've got it. We've connected, sort of. We're going to remove the connection to 1278. Instead, we're just going to put a generic exit to the east, which puts us out here. I'm just going to delete this and this. Okay, again, 1276 connects to 1045. It's annoying that we had to do this again, but oh well. And then 1276, we need to connect here. Okay, we're not mapping, so we can't screw this up again. The issue, of course, is that this needs to go east and west, and it makes no sense right now. So, is it really going to hurt if we just take this and drag it down like this? In fact, I mean, we can go up from here. If we go up, where does it take us? It takes us here. Okay. Guys, I think what we do is we take this entire sewer area and we move it one unit down the Z axis. So it's going to be -2. And we keep the docks on -1. Because this way we can preserve the kind of underneath nature of the docks here. Because look, we can go up from here. Oh shoot. I think I did this wrong. 1276 is not the right. Why is this not working anymore? We just gotta remember the number 1275, and we'll just enter this in manually. Yeah, we'll remember the number 1045. We'll enter this in manually as well. What I did is I accidentally put in an extra room, and so it threw off everything. Perfect. Wait, I thought it was perfect. Did I just screw it up now? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious gravy. To 1,000 times the power of the sun. I can't quite figure out what's going on here. I don't think this is being accurate in any way. I don't know why it's giving us so much grief. I think what we need to do is go travel back to the dock positions and maybe just go from there. Okay. So that it connects like that, which, oh boy, that makes so little sense, but okay. At least we have a connection. In fact, that seems so accurate, I'm going to map that. No, what are you... That didn't work like I thought it was going to. Okay, 1276. And 1099. Okay, that has at least been added. Now, are we truly here on the map? I'm gonna... No, we're not. We're here. And the reason this is being goofy is because 1045 needs an exit to the west, but it doesn't have one marked. East, west, and up. Okay, I can fix this. Here we go. Because 1045 leads to 691. We already kind of knew that, but now we'll at least have it on paper. Okay, 691. Alright, we're in. So that's been taken care of. The real problem is we need to connect 1045 to 1276. This is the part I kept messing up. Okay, so this should all be 100% accurate now. And it's our job to decide whether or not we want to rearrange it so that it makes more sense. Right now it doesn't make a ton of sense because, well, for starters, 1276, actually this whole river should be one level down. So we're going to move this down again, because we moved the sewer down. We should have some room to play around with it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This doesn't look that bad. I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense, but I don't think it needs to. I think it just needs to work. Because, yeah, when we go north, we pop out here, go down into the river. Pardon me. We're going to go ahead and start mapping again. Because if we go south, we're on Dantaran Avenue, which I'm going to shift up. And there we go. Now, it does make the map look a little goofy, because that river flows through there. And on the map itself, it looks like it just goes straight from 1273 to 1277. But I don't think we can make it work any other way. Because otherwise the river is going to be in the wrong spot, because the way the docks work, because you can go up, we need the river to be underneath the city. Oh, and we lost the camera. Let me fix that. Okay, we should be back now. Hi! Hopefully that wasn't for very long. Exciting nature, yeah, the messy, rather unthrilling nature of dock mapping, but hey, we got it. We'll just continue on our way. I kind of want to map the river itself now. Yeah, and this is the beginning of Dantaran Avenue, so we're going to shift this up. Perfect, 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 perfect. Yeah, because it's like you're jumping off the bridge or the walkway into the river, is what I'm imagining this looks like. To go east, we're under a high wooden bridge. Okay, cool. And if you've ever played Zelda, you know that under a bridge is where all the good stuff is, so... We're under a high wooden bridge. The Dantaran flows beneath this high wooden bridge, providing the two halves of the city of Irindam. Muddy beaches line both the north and south banks of the river, perpetually damp from lack of sunlight. The placid waters of the river continue both east and west, passing into the open as it heads away from the bridge. Now the real problem is, does it think we're on top of the bridge, or are we underneath? I think the only way to test that is by going like this, going to the east, where we're on Dantaran Avenue, and then going to the north. Yes, here we are atop an arched wooden bridge. This massive wooden bridge is made of massive oak logs hewn and varnished to be smooth to the touch. The railings of the bridge are intricately carved, forming ornate patterns in the wood. Below the high arch of the bridge lies the Dentarn River, which divides the city of Irendam. Northward lies the new city built in the past few centuries. To the south lies the old city, much older and serving the city's political and religious centers. Excellent. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do this properly, but seems like it's going to be fine. Okay, and we can just keep going on the Dentarn River here. Dentarn, bend in the Dentarn. Okay. I will say the geography of this city is more complicated, but a little more interesting than Varbandor. Varbandor was just kind of your typical flat RPG town, whereas Irendam seems to be, well, it's like this multi-layered, like, top city, river, sewers, all that kind of stuff. Where does it turn, I wonder? Because it kind of turns here, because we're under another wooden bridge. Still under a wooden bridge. At another bend of the river. Under a wooden bridge. Still on the Dentarn. Dentarn. A bend in the Dentarn. Dentarn. Under a bridge. Oh. Our wings evaporated. Go ahead and mark these blue while we're here. Bend. Wait, I thought we went north. Why did the map us as going east? Wait, stop. What happened here? That was weird. Okay. Just a weird fluke. Okay, Dentarn. 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 Another bend. Dentarn. Bend. Dentarn. Dentarn. Oh, we're under another bridge. Still in the Dentarn. The river in the tunnel. The Dentarn River flows through a narrow tunnel at this point, with barely room for two boats to pass one another. Darkness is alleviated by sunlight visible to the east and west ends of the tunnel, but vision is still limited. Good grief, how long does this river go? Are we still in Irendam? Have we just gone somewhere completely different at this point? Well, only one way to find out. Dentarn. Wow, we have to have left Irendam at this point. We're still in the river. The river continues its steady pace to the sea here, flowing through the assorted buildings that make up Irendam's port, towards Irendam Harbor and the Uthlin Ocean. The walls of Irendam in the distance to the west, and to the north and south a number of buildings are visible. At this point the river passes under a wooden bridge, a ladder along the southern bank allowing access to the river on top of the bridge. Yeah, sounds like we left Irendam. It's like way to the west of us now. Let's try going up. We're on Fisherman's Lane, a pathway which provides access between north and south banks of the Dentarn River within Irendam's port. Fisherman's Lane is narrow, muddy, and well-traveled. Around you, the salty smell of the sea hangs in the air, and cries of gulls fill the skies. A wooden bridge crosses over the Dantaran River at this point, a ladder along the southern bank leading down and onto the water. To the north, the path heads into a fishing village, and to the south, leads into the main portion of the port. So we found the port of Irendam. I guess we go north? Into Fisherman's Lane, a pathway which provides access to the north and south banks of the Dantaran River within Irendam's port. Fisherman's Lane is narrow, muddy, and well-traveled. Around you, the salty smell of the sea hangs in the air, and the cries of gulls. So, okay, we read this. The path passes to, okay. Actually, I think all of this was the same. Why did I read this? Far north enough leads us to a fisherman's hovel, a simple wooden room with packed dirt floor. This hovel serves as a home for one of the fishing village's families. A few worn sleeping mats lay spread on the floor, and several small pots have been placed along one wall. The ashes of an old fire lie within the fireplace set in the north wall, a battered pot dangling above. An open doorway leads south out into the village. Let's try going west back to Irendam. Still on Fisherman's Lane. Oh, we can't go that way. Uh-oh. It mapped a funky room. Hold on. Okay. Oh! How could I forget? I forgot to read today's rumors and other things. So today, there is one character, level 14 adventuring right now. Who could that be? Haith has reached level 18 in his guild, Hasmith has died recently, and the recent rumor is precious gemstones are plentiful in the mines of Gogoth and can be pulled right off the walls. Man, I want to go to Gogoth, not just because of the gems, but we keep reading rumors about it, and I keep wondering, like, what is it? Gogoth sounds so cool. Oh, there's a seagull here. I guess we could kill a seagull. Whoa. Yeah, we annihilated that seagull. Another hovel to the north. And south is yet another hovel. Here a young woman watches over her crib, and a small child lies in it. Another hovel. A lot of hovels here. Okay, so these are just all hovels. Guess we can't go west, so we'll try going east to a dirt path. A small dirt path which joins the Uthlin shore with the fishing village to the west. This trail runs through the stands of seagrass which lie on the edge of the village. Around you, the salty smell of the sea hangs in the air, and the cries of the gulls fill the skies. The village warehouse lies to the south, and a fisherman's hovel stands to the north. To the east stands a wide beach, the towering form of Irendam's lighthouse visible beyond it. Oh, this is cool. I can really imagine the salty air, and I love lighthouses in video games. They're just so much fun to go visit. To the south is the village stores, a large wooden room filled with packed dirt floor. It's not filled. Large wooden room with a packed dirt floor. The structure is the warehouse for the fishing village. A pile of fishing nets lies tangled in one corner, most of the nets showing the impact of frequent use. Fish, herbs, and vegetables have been left to hang here, dangling down from the ceiling. A number of barrels emitting the scents of fish and brine stand along one wall. A large doorway leads out of the stores onto a small dirt path. And north is another hovel. We are on the Uthlin shore. Small waves lap onto the beach here as the Uthlin Ocean meets the shore. Its vast gray expanse stretches out to the northwest, running off past the horizon. The smell of salt water and rotting fish fills the air, and the cries of gulls mix with the clamor of men. To the east, a lighthouse rises from the headland. Standing at the end of a small path while to the south lies a small dock. Along the Avendar harbor, a dirt path leads west, leading to a small fishing village. And there are a bunch of children playing here. North is the Uthlin shore, south the fishermen's docks. Small wooden quays, and assorted sea vessels line the small stretch of shore known as the fishermen's dock. Avendam's unofficial port, this dock is frequented by fishermen, as well as those who wish to bypass Avendam's trade tariffs. The smell of salt water and rotting fish fills the air, and the cries of gulls mix with the clamors of men. And this is all just the same. I like that. This is a port used to avoid the tariffs. Oh, we need a boat to go south. Let's not go that way yet, then. Yeah, the mapper got upset because we tried to go somewhere and we couldn't. Okay. Let's go east to the lighthouse. Outside the lighthouse, running along the crest of a headland which juts out to the Uthlin Ocean to form the Avendar harbor, this small path leads to the Great Lighthouse, which stands directly to the east. A towering structure which rises high over the headland, the lighthouse has been constructed from tightly joined stone blocks. To the west, the path heads towards a beach along the shore of the Uthlin Ocean. A salty smell of the sea fills the air, and cries of gulls mixing with the lapping of the waves. The fisherman goes about his business. Further east... Oh, can't go that way. The door is closed. Can we open it? Open east. You open the steel-bound door. We are at the base of a lighthouse, rising high above the headland. This lighthouse serves to help ships find the entrance to Avendar harbor. The walls of the towering structure have been crafted from tightly joined stone blocks. A stone stairway circling upward along the walls towards the upper floors. Through the windows arrayed along the walls flow the cries of gulls and the scent of the ocean. To the west, a large doorway leads out into a small dirt path. We can only go up, so up we shall go. Located about halfway up the lighthouse, this small floor serves as the home of the lighthouse keeper and his family. Several pieces of furniture stand carefully placed throughout the room, and a number of smaller items line shelves and walls. Through the windows along the walls flow the cries of gulls and the scent of the ocean. A stone stairway runs through the room, circling the walls and leading both up and down into other parts of the lighthouse. A middle-aged woman sits knitting. A crippled boy sits gazing out the window. I guess we should take a look at this boy. What's going on here? A young boy with short sandy brown hair and dressed in plain clothes, the lighthouse keeper's son, is crippled, his left leg noticeably shorter than his right. Unable to navigate the lighthouse's stairs without assistance, he sits in a chair by one of the windows, staring at the world outside. Yeah, that's too bad. He does seem to have a set of reed pipes, though, so hopefully he enjoys playing. Okay, we're gonna go up here. At the top of a lighthouse, a large fire rages in the center of this room, which stands at the top of Avendam's lighthouse. Piles of wood are stacked against the walls, fuel for the flames which light the shores at night. The cool, salty sea breeze flows through the room, carrying with it the sounds of the ocean. The stone stairway winds down from the room, circling the walls as it leads down into the lower portions of the lighthouse. A middle-aged man gazes idly out a window. Interesting. Is that what the life of a lighthouse worker would be? Just simply a person who gathers wood and burns it at the lighthouse and just lives there? Gets paid, maybe food brought to him. It would be a simple life, but perhaps not an unfulfilling one. Okay, so I guess This is weird. I can't really find a way out of this village. Let's try going east. We need a boat. I don't quite understand. The geography of this place doesn't make sense in my head, because the hovels, there has to be space outside the hovels, right? So you should be able to walk towards the buildings, but we can't find a way around them. So like, it's almost like this whole area exists as an isolated island somehow, which can't be right. We'll travel down Fisherman's Lane, I guess. Here on Fisherman's Lane, the path passes over the Dantarn River to the north, and to the south meets the Bilge Rat Road. A small path heads east into the shipyards. We are on Bilge Rat Road, traveling through Erindam's port between the Bilge Rat Tavern and the Uthlin Road. The Bilge Rat Road is a little more than a thin, muddy trail. Around you, the air is filled with the smell of salt water and the cries of gulls mixed with the clamor of men. The path continues to the east and west, while the pathway, known as Fisherman's Lane, heads north towards the Dantarn. They really liked that mix with the clamor of men line. Curious traveler wanders through the port. Again, we're going to go west, because I just want to make it back to Erindam. Unless we're inside Erindam, and then this might get a little awkward, but I'm pretty sure we're outside of it. West is on Bilge Rat Road. Still on Bilge Rat Road. Oh, we have to go north. Oh, this is the Bilge Rat Tavern. A large room with wood paneling and hardwood floor. The common room of the Bilge Rat Tavern is dimly lit by a series of lamps whose dull glows shed little light throughout the room. The tables of the other furniture are worn from frequent use, and the floor is covered in the sticky grime of dirt and spilled drinks. About you, the air is filled with the talk and laughter of and smells of beer and men. To the south, the doorway provides exit from the tavern, while the rest of the common room extend to the east and north. A dark, narrow hallway leads to the west, towards the tavern's lone guest room. Only a single guest room. A lot of people here. A lot of barmaids, sailor, workmen, bouncers, tavern keeper. Maybe we can get a list. Oh, we can. This guy's prices don't seem amazing. Although 5 copper for a slice of toast. We'll buy some toast. We'll buy 10 slices of toast. Considering that we have just been eating nothing but fish lately. I'm sure the bread would be a welcome addition to our diet. There's a lot of people in here. Okay, west is a poorly lit hallway, a thin corridor which leads away from the common room of the tavern. This hallway is lighted only by a single dying lamp. A light layer of dust has settled onto the hardwood floor, and small cobwebs have begun to form on the ceiling. A small door leads into a room to the north, while the clamorous sounds of the tavern can be quite clearly heard from the east. It's funny because this is like the first... Well, I don't want to say the first. This tavern is filled with people, yet it only has one room. We've gone to other taverns and bars that have had fewer people and more rooms. Okay, I guess we'll go south from here, which leads to a side path branching off of the Bilge Rat Road. This path leads to the barracks which house the dock's workers. Narrow and full of mud, the trail runs straight through the barracks which stand on either side to the east and west. Around you, the air is filled with the smell of salt water and the cries of gulls. Yes. Path continues to the south and to the north, meets the Bilgerat Road. A drunken sailor has arrived from the south. I guess we can take a step into the barracks. A ramshackle building with a cluttered appearance, this wooden structure serves to house the men who work at the docks. Narrow bunks lay scattered about, chests and small tables filling the gaps between beds. Clothing and other articles lay scattered about the wooden floor. The smell of sweat and grime clogs the air, tinged slightly by the sea air outside. Through the doorway to the east, the cries of gull mingle with the sounds of the docks. So 2 barracks. And here we find just a continuation of the side path, I guess. And more barracks. There's no way out of this place. We're stuck here forever. It's what it's starting to feel like. I guess we can go east down Bilgerat Road here. What the? Okay, we're still on the road, but there are 3 curious travelers, as well as a translucent Chitaran merchant. It's kind of odd. Why would they be transparent? Let's look at the merchant. Dressed in loose-fitting, well-made robes, this Chitaran merchant wanders through the port. Having come from Alentia, he takes time to relax following his voyage. That's strange. I don't know. Why is he transparent? Oh well. Still on Bilgerat Road. Now we've entered Uthlin Road. The Uthlin Road is a narrow strip of stones leading eastward towards the Uthlin Ocean and the lands to the east. Maintained by the Erindam authorities, it cuts a path through the Erindam countryside, allowing merchants and caravans a safe route to the shore of the ocean. The Bilgerat Road heads north through the sprawling Erindam docks towards the Dantaran and its namesake Bilgerat Tavern. A faint smell of salt water is carried by a western breeze. I think that's another typo. A worn wooden sign stands at the side of the road. We'll read the sign. Come to the Bilgerat for beer and cheer. We went there. We got some toast. We're good. We'll follow Uthlin Road to the west. Still going, still going. Doesn't seem like any new descriptions, so we're just going to keep going. We are at the east gates of Erindam. Erindam's eastern gates are made of wrought iron and framed by an intricate series of carved pillars which mark the gate's break in the wall. Carrying traffic from along the Uthlin Road and the lands further east, it tends to bear a more aristocratic travel. Oh, I added an extra A. Tends to bear more aristocratic travel, with the Dantaran River handling most of the eastbound merchant trade. The entrance to the city lies west, where the expanse of Saudaran Plaza begins. Across the plaza is the prominent golden dome of the patrician center of Erindam's government. So we need to move this up a bit. Because I think if we go west one more time... No? Oh, wait a minute, hang on. I think perhaps... Yeah, okay, these rooms are actually supposed to link like this. They're the same room. I think. Wait, maybe not. Hold on. Okay. We need to figure out what's going on here. So this room is titled the Uthlin Road. Now what is this titled over here? It's hard to read. This is the Uthlin Road and the Uthlin Road. Both of these are the Uthlin Road? This is the East Gate. Okay. Alright, yeah, I think I was correct. This just leads like this. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll merge these rooms. We'll have to shift this up. Not a big deal. Bada bing, bada boom. Bingo bongo. Okay. I think we're good. We found our way back into Erindam. I'm sure there's more stuff to explore over here, but for now we're just gonna keep going this way. Okay, so we're on... What is it doing? Here we go. We've already read the East Gates of Erindam, so here we will take a look at the Solidaran Plaza, which is a vast open square set on the eastern side of Erindam. Situated between the east gates of the city and the golden dome of the Patrician's Palace to the west, the plaza serves as a gathering place for nobility and other travelers who come to the city from the Uthlin Road. The corners of the square are raised mounds of earth featuring trees from various parts of Avendar, all arranged in a decorative fashion. Here in the east part of the square, the wall of the city is especially close, with iron gates opening eastward. Northward is a stand of Brentorian pines and a cluster of beeches to the south. Westward, the square centers around a fountain. A gangly young man with tousled hair manages a busy vegetable stand. To the north is a stand of Brentorian pines. This small stand of trees or pines native to the Brentors, located in the northeastern corner of Erindam's Solidaran Plaza. This grove is well traveled by the noblemen who pass through the plaza to and from the Patrician's Palace to the west. The eastern edge of the grove ends in the walls of the city, while the cobblestones of the plaza lie west and south. Cool, so I guess we'll go visit the Patrician's place? Maybe. The plaza turns to Valvaria Street to the north and centers around a fountain to the south. Ooh, Erindam has two fountains. Here, near the center of the square, is a marble fountain, providing water tapped from the shallow water table near the Dantarn. Okay. Yeah, okay, I take it back. I can't believe I said that Erindam was going to be small. This place is huge. Still in the Solidaran Plaza. The corners of the square are raised mounds of earth featuring trees. Here in the west part of the square, the palace is especially close, with an ornate set of gates to the west. Northward is a copse of ironwoods, and to the south in the grove of to the south is a grove of Nendoran oaks. Eastward, the square centers around a fountain. So I think I get it. We have another square fountain here. Here lies a copse of ironwoods in the northwestern corner of the plaza, transplanted by the Ethron of Keelarn as part of their trade agreement with Irrendam. Peeking over the edge of the trees to the west is a golden dome marking the side of the patrician's palace. The trees end to the east and south, passing a line of rocks to where the cobblestones of the plaza begin. And in this corner is a grove of Nendoran oaks, brought here by the Nendoran druids. Okay, and this is just describing the various trees again. Here is a cluster of beeches from the Badlands northwest of the Aryan Plains, located in the southeastern corner of Irrendam's Solidaran district. This grove is well traveled by the noblemen who pass through the plaza to and from the patrician's palace to the west. And that's it for the trees. Here's the east gate of the patrician's palace, which is in an ornate affair consisting of a walled enclosure leading to an ornate gate leading to the interior. Used mainly by the city's consuls and other noblemen, the east gates are, as a consequence, less heavily traveled than the main gates to the south, which are often used by public petitioners. Visible from here is the dome of the palace, which seems to be hewn from a single piece of solid gold. The enclosure opens to the east where it meets Saldaran Plaza. The eastern side of the patrician's palace consists of a row of marble pillars and brick, framing an ironwood doorway which leads into the interior of the palace to the west. The approach to the palace is a walkway of marble tile which leads from the foot of the stairs ascending to the palace door all the way to an ornate gateway to the east. To either side of the marble path is a soft gravel, out of which grows a row of ornamental bushes. Past the gateway to the east lies the main part of Irrendam, whose buildings are visible in the distance over the wall that makes up the east part of the complex. And there are patrollers patrolling around here. What do you know? Patrollers gonna patrol. At the northeastern corner of the palace, a tall, perfectly polished pillar of gray marble sits at the northeastern corner. The bulk of the palace is directly southwest, with its dome arcing down from above to meet the side of the building. Green grass grows here, meticulously gardened so that it grows neatly flush with the building. Northward, the lawn continues in a similar fashion until it meets a barrier made from interlocking hedges. To the east, a high marble wall blocks the palace complex off from the rest of the city. Further west finds us east of a raised patio. A verdant lawn grows underfoot in this region, which is located directly to the north of the patrician's palace. To the west, a small marble stair leads up to a raised patio, which juts out to the north from the main wall. The patio continues to the northwest of here, stopping only when it meets a row of hedges to the north. The palace continues to the southeast, eventually turning a corner. Alright, we'll go up to the patio. We're on a patio that overlooks the northern lawn. This raised patio is just outside the patrician's palace, north of the portcullis that leads to its interior. From the patio, most of the north lawn is visible, as well as the famous hedge maze, known as the Sakmi Sgigia. Various comfortable cushioned chairs sit on the patio, along with tables for light snacks and wine. The edge of the patio is surrounded by a low marble wall, but there are breaks in the wall in all directions, which turn into stairs leading down to the lawn. Behind the patio is the bulk of the palace, columns and marble siding supporting its gold dome, whose full extent is not visible this close to it. And going west again, find ourselves in a verdant lawn which grows underfoot. Not much of a different description here. And the northwest corner doesn't seem to have much else either, although it does mention the interlocking hedges. Here's the west side. I'm not seeing anything unique. Southwestern corner. Again, similar description as before. The west edge of the lawn. It does mention the cluttered buildings of Avendar being visible here, just barely. South is the base of a guard tower. So it seems that the palace has a single guard tower in the southwest. The structure of this room makes its function apparent. Built into the base of a squat stone tower, this chamber is designed to withstand assault from without. The walls are made from stout bricks, joined at the seams by a thick mortar. The ground entrances are to the east and north, both of which are blocked by heavy iron portcullises. Arrow slits are cut strategically into the wall, and steel murder cages are attached to each of the entranceways. A spiral staircase leads up out of the chamber, guarded by a cylindrical wall and a narrow entranceway. A patroller has arrived from the south. Above, a bell tolls 6 times. Someone shouts, 6 o'clock in the morning, and all is well from above. Like Robin Hood. East is a verdant lawn. A path between statues. This white stone path leads from the patrician's gate in the south to the palace in the north, a truly massive structure. The palace is topped with a shining gold dome and supported by immense marble pillars, all carved from the stone of the Brintors. Closer than the palace, though, are a set of marble statues which stand to either side of the palace. The statue on the western side of the path is a man, clad in the armor of an ancient Templar. The statue to the east is of a woman who wears the robes of a scholar. Past the statues, an immaculately green lawn stretches in both directions, stretching to the walls of the complex. So it seems like we took the entrance to the palace that is probably not the primary one, not the one that you're intended to take, because this southern palace has a pathway flanked by 2 statues. We'll continue to work our way around the outside of the palace, though, onto a verdant lawn, and another guard tower. So there's 2 guard towers on the southern corners. Otherwise, there's not much else. Oops, I didn't mean to go west. It's okay. Looks like it's closed anyway. I want to go up into these towers. Atop the southeast tower, this tower stands in the southeast quadrant of the patrician's palace complex, overlooking the southern gate and lawn. Tower is made of hewn granite, and is constructed to be strong enough to withstand a siege. Ramparts provide cover for archery and defense at the top of the tower. Then a bed for coals and a metal cauldron is in the corner, for use in the heating of oil. Also here is a tall wooden support from which hangs a silver bell. The tower is about 5 feet taller than the walls of the complex, and the buildings of old Avendar can be seen to the east, nestled amidst the course of the Dantarn River. A circular staircase exits the tower, leading down to its base, and there are 2 tall archers at the top. Here we get a very similar description, I'm sure. The buildings of old Avendar can be seen to the west. There are 2 tall archers also here. We can go down the path which approaches the palace. It's we just get a similar description of the palace. I don't think we need to read this again. It does say that standing on either side of the path are life-size marble statues, each standing atop a pedestal to elevate them above human height. We just get more lawn if we go over to the east and west. Yeah. I'm gonna look north. The lawn draws near the palace to the north. Okay, so the palace looks like these 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. I wonder if we can even get in. Oh, we can. We're at the vestibule of the patrician's palace. The vestibule of the patrician's palace is lavishly decorated and filled with the trappings of luxury in keeping with the long and storied traditions of Erindam. Used as a receiving area for petitioners to the patrician's court, comfortable silk couches hug the southern wall of the vestibule, situated conveniently near the entrance. A soft melodic trickling fills the air coming from a crystalline fountain in the center of the room. Underfoot, gray marble tiles are arranged in concentric circles around the fountain and are magically shaped to be without flaw or imperfection. The room is lit by a diffuse yellow glow, provided by some permanent mystic enchantment. Hanging to either side of the northern archway are flags with the heraldic symbols of the past noble houses which have provided Erindam with patricians. There are 2 servants and 2 guards here. We can go further north into a triumphal procession of columns which travel the length of this hall, in line with its north-south course. Each of the pillars is made from a stately gray marble and fluted at the top and bottom with organic tracings of stone, modeled after the flowing vines of the Lythling Valley. Hey, we've been there. The wall between the pillars is covered with an enormous mural depicting various scenes from Erindam's history. Underfoot is a carpet of golden silk which runs parallel with the columns. Above, a chandelier enchanted to provide illumination casts a warm glow over the room. I have a feeling we're going to need to stretch this out, aren't we? This is probably not going to work if we keep it the way it is. Okay, we'll try going north. Still in a triumphal procession. Above, a chandelier enchanted to provide illumination casts a warm glow over the room. Between pairs of pillars in the northeast and northwest corners of the room are iron double doors which lead out of the hall. To the north, a set of even more grand pillars of pure gold frames the entrance to the court of the patrician. Going north leads us south of the patrician's court. The patrician's court is a vast circular chamber built over what was once the chambers of the Senate. Overhead is the golden dome of the palace, its spherical course beginning near the wall to the south and arching upwards to the north. The walls of the chamber are carved from solid marble, divided into sections by pillars made from the same stone. Underfoot, a mosaic made up of precious and semi-precious stones make up the magically smooth floor. Visible in the center of the room is the patrician's chair, from which he presides over the legal and diplomatic business of Erindam. The chair stands on a raised podium and has seats to either side for various members of the council to sit in attendance. This area is somewhat further south of the court, however, and is instead used as an entrance to the area by petitioners and visitors to the court who enter through the golden archway to the south. Oh, north leads us deeper into the patrician's court, the center of legal and political activity within Erindam. The court is designed around a high golden chair seated in the epicenter of a vast circular chamber. To either side of the chair are seats for the various members of Erindam's council, all of which are on the same raised dais as the patrician's seat, if at a somewhat reduced height. High overhead, a golden dome arches upwards, terminating in an oculus designed to illuminate the chair at midday. In front of the dais is a red rug made from thin, elegantly woven silk. Reading out from the center are carved stone benches, which follow diagonal lines to the southeast and southwest. Before the chair is a block of obsidian, which is tall enough to act as a stand for those who come to the court. Standing behind the dais in the northeast and west corners of the chamber are two tall statues, which are positioned to look down directly onto the court. An aisle leads out through the stone benches to the east, west, and south. Yeesh. So much description. There's some noblemen here. A patroller exhibiting a white aura is Valania, the patrician of Irindam, who presides over the court. We'll look at Valania. Oh, that is another long description. I'm gonna skim through this. She's a chick. Something about beauty. Scion of an ancient house of Ellenstad. She does no magic. And she apparently works for peace and prosperity. I'm okay with that. I don't mind someone in power who wants to work for peace and prosperity. That sounds pretty good. Further north is north of the patrician's court. Further north again is an antechamber, and I'm going to take a gamble and bet that if we go north, we end up on the patio. Nope. Wow, we need to stretch this out even further. Oh, stop moving. What? No. What is going on? You fool! Okay. So we're in an antechamber, really more a small court in size and scope. This antechamber serves as a divider between the patrician's court to the south and his apartments to the north. Wait a minute. Isn't the patrician a woman? Alright. The chamber is made almost entirely in gray marble, from the smooth tiles of the floor to large pillars inset in the stone of the wall. Decorative gold icons provide a splash of color to the room, and a few plush chairs for guests are seated along opposing walls. Aside from the open archways to the north and south, there are solid ironwood double doors which open to the east and west. Now we're in a patrician's corridor. This wide, cunningly crafted corridor heads north and south through the palace, and is mainly used by the patrician and his personal Again, I'm pretty sure the patrician is a woman, right? Keep saying his. Gold molding gilds the baseboard and wall edges of the corridor, and vivid portraits give the palace a living, rich color. The floor of the passage is made from white marble tiles, but is covered with a silk carpet dyed a regal blue. West of here are the offices of the patrician, beyond a grand door encrusted with gems, made primarily of gold. To the east is a simpler door made only from varnished oak. Arenal Enrio strides with a bold grace about the palace. We don't care about Enrio. We don't even know who Enrio is. We're on another patrician's quarter. This is like the Merchant Council in Varbandor, only worse. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So we've reached the edge of the palace and made our way out to the patio. That just leads us to go back into the palace and explore all of this nonsense inside. Oh, we can't go... Okay. Looks like these are closed doors. Let's see if we can open east. We open the opal door. Ooh, fancy. This is an unoccupied bedchamber, once the quarters of the Valania before her election to patrician. Sorry, not the Valania, of Valania. This room is clearly unoccupied, but it still is well kept and appointed. As lavish as the... One second, sorry. Been reading a bit. Okay. Once the as lavish as the bedchambers of any noble, the entry through this room is through a door to the west, which is covered in layered opals of mother of pearl. Plush white carpet covers the floor of this chamber, and the bed is canopied. Is a canopied giant of pearly white silk. Against the north wall is a great oaken wardrobe. The walls have recently been painted a pale eggshell white, and a still life of violet flowers hangs on the wall. Cool, cool. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to grab all of this and move it a little bit. I'm gonna preemptively grab this and move it over. Okay. I'm gonna assume there's a door to our west. Beyond the Chilonin doors lies the quarter of the patrician. Okay. We'll open west. Standing top... Oh, wow. This is another big one. These are the bedchambers of the patrician Valania, everything kept well polished and dust-free for the lady's usage. There is a certain historical weight to the feel of this chamber, with its antiquated ironwood bed and gold-embroidered wallpaper and moldings. Offsetting this is the patrician's own aesthetic taste, which lends the room a surprisingly delicate feminine air. Standing to either side of the room's doors are a pair of matched crystal vases, both filled with sprays of light violet flowers. Two modest portraits hang on the wall, elegantly framed by dark oak. The floor is a mosaic of tiny tiles, the image they form covered by an intricate haradum rug patterned in white and pale blue. The great bed has been canopied with effervescent violet silk, and against the northeast wall is a white marble vanity with a gleaming silver mirror. The room is lit by an ambient magical glow, with no source in evidence other than that shed by the Chilonin door to the east. The only other exit from the room is through a stone door which lies to the west. I'm kind of curious, like, what's this mirror about? Look, mirror. You do not see that here. Okay, it must just be part of the aesthetic. Seems like the patrician studio is west of here. However, the stone door is closed. We'll open that. We are in the patrician's greenhouse. This large rectangular room was once used by Valenia's father, Danrasad, as his personal sculpting studio. However, it has since been renovated with a fortune in glass, serving as a palace for her to indulge in her own creative endeavors. The room now serves as a pleasant personal greenhouse where a myriad of flowers, both local and exotic, are grown. The warmth of this room is thick with floral and earthen scents. A number of planters and individual watering and trimming tools set about both for ease of access and aesthetic design. In the main open space of the room, an oak and wicker deck chair provides a place for her to relax and look at her many blossoms. On the southern wall sits a painting which magically alters itself every so often in some fixed, if unpredictable way. Tucked in the corner of the room, almost so as to escape notice, sits an unfinished marble statue. A stone door leads east into the patrician's quarters. What a pointless interlude. Oh, great. The mapper is upset with us. There we go. Should be fixed, I hope. Seems good. Man, this palace is huge. There's a simple oak door to the east which houses the patrician's secretary, or rather, is their office. It is a small, simple room, largely devoid of the finery that dominates the rest of the palace. This place is largely furnished in minimal fashion. A solid pine desk sits near the east wall, and a small stool sits behind it. Near the door is a scroll case where messengers leave and pick up documents that pass through this office. Light comes from candles recessed in alcoves, and the floor is covered with a simple brown rug. An oak door opens to the west. What, she can do all this fancy stuff for her, but doesn't take care of her secretary? Come on, man. We've opened a gem-encrusted door, which leads to the office of the patrician. Of course, everything with the patrician is fancy. This is the private office of the patrician, meticulously polished and upkept. Every inch of the chamber of Irindam's most powerful citizen, even the door of this place, is made from gold encrusted with gems. The room itself is lavishly furnished with several upholstered chairs worked in smooth Gara hide, which sits in front of an enormous wooden desk. Behind the desk is a regal chair gilded with gold hewn from the Brentors and a tall bookshelf. In the corner is a large globe which stands on a tall pedestal of crystal. An ancient tapestry covers the north wall, while a map of the immediate region and common trade routes is framed to the west. The walls have been freshly painted powder blue, giving the room an open, airy feel. The only exit from the chamber lies to the east through the gem-encrusted door. Man, I would actually hate to live in this place. It's just filled with so much gaudy crap. Like, especially the patrician's bedchambers, where she has like 2 portraits of herself. Why would you need a portrait of yourself? You know what you look like, especially if you have a mirror. Give that portrait to someone else who doesn't know what you look like. Or put portraits of things you like in your house, not yourself. Oh well. Oops, right. Keep forgetting this is closed. We opened some double doors to the west, and are in a curved passage. Curving from the south to the east, this semicircular passage follows the outside wall of the patrician's court. Light in the chamber comes from soft silver balls of light, which are set in niches in the walls at periodic increments along the passage. Ornamental stone carvings dot the molding on the edges of the floor and ceiling, and a deep red rug covers the marble underfoot. Passage ends to the east and south, in both places terminating in a set of ironwood double doors. Okay, I should have picked up that there are doors to our south. Opening south and going south takes us to an antechamber. Alright, nothing terribly exciting there. I'm not sure why, but it decided to extend and add a new room here for some reason, which we don't want. I'm fairly certain this just leads to 136. Wait, what? Where are we? I'm kind of confused. Okay, hold on. Oh, I think I see what happened. I think this stretches out by 1 like this. I think. Maybe? Hold on. Let's figure this out. So if we go east, or rather west, off of this part, we find ourselves in just the northwest corner of the Patrician's Court. There's a pile of... what? Pile of loot here, for some reason. This part of the chamber is located northwest of the Patrician's Chair. Most of the area is taken up with decorative plants and a large statue, roughly twice the height of a normal human. The statue is that of the god Eand. Is that Eander or Lander? I'm going to say Lander, because if it's Eander, that's a bit too weird. Lander, who stands overlooking the center of this court to the southeast. The chamber continues to the south and east, where exits are visible in the chamber walls. I don't understand why there is a pile of silver coins, copper coins, a silk dress, a diamond necklace, and a delicate silver bracelet. A nobleman is here, a guest at the Patrician's Court. A servant is here, clad in the livery. Is it livery or livery? Hold on. Google.
Livery.
Livery. The livery of the palace. I guess we'll just look at the dress. The silk dress is cut for a woman of height and thin build. Finely tailored, it is designed to highlight its wearer's beauty. We'll look at the bracelet. This bracelet is delicate silver chain meant to be worn around the wrist. I mean, what happens if we take this? This is just like lying on the ground, right? Alright, we're gonna take the bracelet. We just got it. Okay. I don't know why this stuff is here. We'll take the necklace. Take the silver. Take copper. Take dress. Oops. And is that it? Why on earth was this stuff flying around? And why does no one care if we take it? Let's identify the dress. A fine silk dress. It does increase your charisma if that's your thing. That's not our thing. Oops. What else is here? Let's see here. Identify the necklace. A diamond necklace also increases your charisma. I'm noticing a pattern. Let's check out this bracelet. Also increases your charisma. Okay, so this is just gear to raise your charisma. We don't want any of it. I'm sure we can sell it to someone. Yeah. They're so rich here, I doubt they won't notice if we just happen to pick up some things that were discarded into the corner. We're in the west side of the court. I don't see anything here skimming the text that's interesting. We're on the southwest side of the court. Again, nothing new. The east side. Nothing new. Or nothing meaningful. Here we go. This part of the chamber is located northwest of the Patrician's Chair, and the most of the area is taken up with decorative plants. In a large statue, about twice the height of a human, the statue is of the god Jolin, and carved out of the gray marble of the Brintors. This statue faces southwest, overlooking the court. Yeah, so we just have the other statue here. Okay, so this 3x3 area is the court proper. Or what have you. There has to be a better way to do this. What if we extended it down by 1 and just raised this? Would that work? Kind of. Well, it'll work for the time being. We are in an antechamber, which has seemingly no important descriptions other than, aside from the open archways to the east and west, there are solid iron double doors which open to the north and south. So we'll... Because I think probably what's going to happen is we're going to open these. And then we're going to pop out... Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, those are the same room. I guess I didn't really need to worry then about how we did this. I thought they were separate rooms. Okay. Oh my goodness, it keeps going. Hallway in the guest quarters. This elegant hallway travels east and west through the palace, connecting to the numerous guest chambers used by its visitors. The walls of the chamber are a soft marble, but underfoot is a floor of varnished oak tiles, smooth to level perfection. The hall is illuminated by a soft magical glow and seems designed to make sure that the various paintings which decorate the wall are prominently visible. Solid ironwood doors open away from the hallway to the north and south, leading to different guest quarters. To the north is the blue room. Oh boy, it's like the velvet room. A lavish study in blue, this room is one of the guest bed chambers in the palace. The bed and its canopy are draped in a light blue silk, and the floor of the chamber is covered by an interlocking tile of azure, lapis, and lazuli. Overhead, the ceiling is a miniature dome, its surface a glimmering cerulean of tempera and crushed sapphires. Luxurious plush indigo chairs of crushed velvet are seated near the door in the south wall for the convenience of visitors. Away from the bed and flush with the western side of the room is a magnificent desk whose top is a slab of flawless blue marble. Light in the room comes from sea opals, which are inset in sockets just below the base of the room's dome, casting a pale glow over the chamber. Room sounds pretty nice. There is a dress here, a diamond necklace, and a wide gold bracelet. An Aletheria guard is here, wearing the armor of Varbandor. Varbandorian scholar surveys the area with watchful eyes, and Berid Vosk, a diplomat of Varbandor, is here. I'm not gonna take the stuff in this room. Like, Talaris would have been okay with taking the stuff that was dumped in the corner. Not okay with taking the stuff that clearly belongs to a diplomat. Oh, there's no door to the west. Let me fix that. Okay. Oh my goodness. This city is just going to be 100% palace. Okay. We're in the hallway of the guest quarters. The hallway does end here, though. North is the Chamber of the Sun, one of the many guest chambers in the palace. The Chamber of the Sun is designed in aesthetic tribute to the sun. A gold icon of the rising sun is affixed to the north wall and gazes beneficently. Is that supposed to be like beneficently? What? Hold on. So that word does not come up in Google's dictionary. However, if beneficent does, it's
beneficent?
Beneficently, and it means generous or doing good. So there's a picture of a sun, and it has been personified as gazing beneficently across the chamber. Murals on the walls show noble city dwellers frolicking under the light of day, while sturdy farmers and fishermen harvest the fruits of the sun's gift. The chairs and bed in the chamber are all gilded with gold and encrusted with citrine and ruby. A soft gold light suffuses the chamber about the brightness of the morning sun, and the temperature is as pleasant as a spring day. The only exit from the chamber lies through ironwood doors which lead to the south. Astal Juris, Krillin soldier, is here. South of the Chamber of Sun is the Chamber of Moon. By the light of the moon? The Chamber of the Moons lacks almost all color, its decor striving to match the feel of pale moonlight on a dark night. The floor is checkerboard of black and white marble, and murals on the wall depict noblemen at hunt under the full moons. The ceiling is a raised dome, colored the charcoal black of the night sky. Tiny diamonds glitter on its surface, and icons of silver and ruby represent the moons Lunas and Ross. A large bed fills part of the chamber, made from ebony but covered by a canopy of white silk. A soft pale light illuminates the chamber, emanating from the silver moon icon on the ceiling. The only exit from the chamber lies through ironwood doors, which leads to the south. 2 robes of blue silk lie here. 2 emerald rings lie here. A gold silk sash and a silver belt lie here. 2 brooding gladiators stand on guard, and the immense Yarif Hagad stands here. Alright, well, we'll just leave Yared Hagad to his own devices. Here is a marble chamber, which is a tribute to the aesthetics of marble. Already prevalent in the patrician's palace, here the marble is ubiquitous. The floor is tiled in soft browns, and the decorations are in the room. I think that R shouldn't be there. The floor is tiled in soft browns, and the decorations in the room are all statuettes and pillars. The bed is covered in soft cushions, but its frame and posts are all smooth, magically shaped white marble. Light in the chamber comes from ornate candelabras, which are fixed to stand beside the room's desk. The only exit from the chamber lies through an ironwood door, which opens to the south. The warlord, Jakda Vamal, is here. And here is the Sky Chamber. A cunningly crafted illusion veils this bedroom, which appears to be a round disc suspended high in the air. Azure sky and wispy nimbus clouds stretch around this platform in all directions, and there is a gentle sense of motion as the clouds swirl and flow around the floor. Incongruously, there is a bed in this place, made from a dark oak that contrasts with its white silk coverings as well as the colors of the nearby clouds. Other than a few chairs, the only other furnishings in the chamber is a white marble vanity, complete with a silvered mirror to reflect the stunning skyscape, which is all about. Other than a drop off the edge of the platform, the only exit is through a freestanding ironwood door, which lies to the north. There's an Aelin here, which makes a certain amount of sense. They would put the Aelin in the room filled with sky, since they fly and come from a city in the clouds, I believe. Last but not least is the Crystal Chamber. A dazzle of crystal fills this chamber, which is one of the many guest rooms of the Patrician's Palace. The centerpiece of the central panorama is the room's chandelier, which dangles from above. The chandelier is composed of hundreds of prism-shaped crystals arranged in narrowing bands and eventually terminating in a single large crystal tetrahedron. The room's bed is carved from solid oak, but is inset with quartz, zircon, and the bedposts are tipped with diamond. Underfoot, the floor is tiled with squares of glass, magically enchanted to be unbreakable. A similar glass cover provides surface for the pine desk that has knobs made from coin-sized diamonds. A slight breeze blows through the room, producing soft melodic tones from the chandelier. The only exit from the room lies through double doors which open to the north. An archer of Kor Thrandir stands guard here, and exhibiting a white aura, the emissary from Kor Thrandir, Captain Leo Rani, stands here. Whew! That was so much description. Okay, we're going to open some double doors to the south. And if this palace is symmetrical, which it probably is, this will lead us to 1939. Oh, but these are closed. Yep. Actually, I would just do all this manually. It'll be faster. 1393. With an orange door. 1422 with an orange door. Perfect. And yes, I know that doesn't look orange, but it's called orange in the mapping program. Alright, something tells me we're going to need to stretch this out even more. So let's just preemptively do that. Oh no. The river is doing funny things now. Okay, that should line it up. Okay. Let's continue going here. East, an antechamber. Not surprising. I think we might be able to do this a little faster if we do it like this. There we go. We just gotta help the mapper out a little bit, and we'll realign it. Perfect. So further east in the palace is the banquet hall. His hallway runs through the eastern half of the Patrician's Palace, and is used by visiting guests and nobles to access the court and banquet halls. The walls of this passage are made from solid marble, but underfoot the floor is an interlocking oak tile. A few paintings on the wall give the marble a bit of color, and floating yellow spheres provide light. In the north wall, a pair of grand golden double doors leads to the banquet hall. To the south, a similar pair of silver doors leads to the palace's ballroom. To the east, the passage continues heading toward the side gates of the palace. We'll just keep going east, I guess. Oh, hi, Cookie. She's probably hungry. Oh, that sounded bad. No, we feed our cats at specific times. She's probably getting antsy because it's nearing that time. Oh no, we've gorged ourselves. I'm sure we'll be fine. Yes, we have gorged ourselves as a statistic. As a statistic on our character. Okay, let's keep going east. Wow, it just keeps going. Bless me. Okay. Starting to wonder if I'm allergic to the cat. I was when I was a kid. Alright. To the east. Oh my goodness, it just keeps going. I keep expecting, like, oh, we just have to move it one more square. I'll just move it one more square. I really didn't want to move everything again. Okay, for now, we'll just keep going east. Oh wait, this isn't a new room. Hold on. Hold on here. No, this isn't a new room. Shoot. In fact, it links up like that. For some goofy reason. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to figure out how to do this, aren't we? It's okay, at least we kind of have a proper idea of where this all fits in. No, maybe. Oh, shoot. This is where I really wish there was an undo button. Seems like we have a bad room here. I thought I merged these. I didn't even realize there was a gate here. Wait, are we in the correct place? Oh, shoot. I've done something wrong. Okay, we can do this. As crazy as it sounds, I'm just going to delete that. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm essentially adding in the exit lines again. And then we're going to Okay. I don't think this will be too bad to fix. I just need to make sure I do it right. Okay, so we're going to scrunch this room right next to this one. That way we can just add it in like that. Perfect, perfect. Okay. We're going to do the same with this room. We're just going to scrunch it together. Okay. Well, that fixed that. No worries there. Heaven knows how this cul-de-sac fits into things. The one we popped out of from the sewer. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with the palace anymore. I think we're 100% good. Alright. And we'll just continue mapping the inside. Wait, there was a gate or something. Right, right. Let's add this gate. Perfect. Okay, so here is a salon in the palace. A light, airy chamber. The salon is designed to receive guests and visitors to the palace. Large gilded plush chairs dot the floor of the chamber in pairs or triplets around small and often ornate tables. Small windows set in the east wall and the occasional candelabra provide light for the chamber, which also contains a harpsichord. In one of its more well-lit corners, the floor is a tiled marble covered with a soft red carpet, embossed with various sigils associated with Irindam. The only exit from the chamber is through an open archway to the south. Oh, we have a closed door. Is the door to the north? Is there a door to the north? No, okay. And south is a trophy room. Equal parts trophy room and museum. This room has many bits and pieces of Irindam's history on display. The pieces come in all shapes and sizes, but most are of a martial origin, speaking to Irindam's more militaristic past. There are several full suits of armor on display, various weapons behind magically protected trophy cases, and even the skeletons of rare beasts, all on display for visitors to this place. A door made of iron leads from the chamber to the north. North is the banquet hall. Patrician's Palace is a long chamber, easily large enough to hold a dragon lengthwise. An enormous rectangular table fills most of the chamber, made from handcrafted oak, along with the silver place settings on the table. The banquet hall is decorated with enormous wall paintings visible on the east and west walls to those seated at the table. 3 crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling, the light of their candelabras filling the room with a flickering golden light. In the south wall, an enormous set of gilded doors leads out of the banquet area to the hallway. To the north, a simple wooden doorway leads to the kitchen and is used primarily by servants. And going into the kitchen, we find that these are the kitchens that serve the Patrician's Palace. Great ovens line the east wall, built to bake bread and roast meat, made from solid iron and heated by magical fire. To the west, a grill sits over a bed of hot coals, and to the east, pots of stew and soup are heated inside stone hearths. Hearths? I can never say that word.
Hearth.
Hearth. Various spare utensils hang on the walls, and low tables are scattered throughout the room, used for preparing and readying food taken to the banquet hall to the south. A stairwell begins in an alcove to the northwest, leading down. There are several servants, a noblewoman, and a cook working down here. We'll go ahead and go... Wait, it says a stairwell begins in an alcove to the northwest. But it doesn't give us the option... Hold on. Can we go down? Alas, you cannot go that way. Can we go northwest? It doesn't even know what that is. It's like, what? What is northwest? Look northwest. Look stair. Can we go up? No. Alright. So that description seems to go nowhere. And south leads to the ballroom, a grand circular room tiled with hard ironwood varnish to a glossy shine. Light fills the room, streaming from an enormous gold and crystal chandelier which hangs from the ceiling. The center of the room is reserved for dancing, while a scattering of gilded chairs are seated around the edge for those not using the floor. Small tables are placed periodically between the chairs, holding ewers of wine and decorative vases and statuettes. The only exit from the ballroom is to the north, where a pair of silver doors lead out to the chamber. Tadilda Bitna, the wealthy merchant, strolls about the palace. A noblewoman is here, a servant is here, and the strikingly beautiful Kenla works her way through this area. Okay. Where's my strikingly beautiful men, man? We have all these beautiful women. Where's the suave dudes? Come on. Alright. Let's see here. Cookie, come on. What are you doing? She's being a nuisance. I think we've got the palace done. Finished. Finito. I think we can grab these and lower them by 1. We'll lower this by 1. Oh my goodness, will you stop? She keeps trying to, like, headbutt me. Okay, well I feel like it's good that we have the palace mapped out here, because this feels like a central piece to Erindam. So we should be able to use this as a point of reference for further mapping endeavors. Unfortunately, there really wasn't a lot to do here. Seems like a lot of loot that you can steal in the guest rooms, which is interesting. We did come out with a necklace and a couple things that seem to have been just discarded into the corner of the hearing room. What was it called? The court. Oh well. We'll leave to the north. In the patio overlooking North Lawn. We're still north of a raised patio. Oh, is this where the hedge maze is? That would be fun. North of a raised patio, this region of the patrician's lawn sits at the bottom of a small set of stairs which lead up to a raised marble patio. The patio, however, is not as tall as the hedges which lie to the patrollers screwed off my line. Oh my gosh, these patrollers are so annoying. Okay, where was I? The patio, however, is not as tall as the hedges which lie to the north of here. The immaculate rows of the tall plants make up the maze of the Sakmi Sjigia, a famed attraction of the palace. This particular locale provides an exceptional view of the palace, whose gold dome rises above the marble colonnade. From here, the palace seems perfectly symmetrical, its golden hemisphere and diamond-shaped base perfectly centered around an imaginary azimuth from north to south. While the patio opening rises to the south, there is a gap in the hedges to the north, clearly marking the beginning of the maze. Let's try going west. Near the maze of the Chezni, the lawn of the patrician's palace comes to an end here, terminated by a row of interlocking hedges to the north. From this vantage, multiple rows of greenery are visible in that direction, marking the famed maze. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think any of this is terribly important. I'll just move this over like this to make it a little more evenly spaced. Okay. Because I'm assuming if we go south, it'll lead us to... yeah. Cool. It's maze time. Hopefully that'll be enough room. Who knows what we'll encounter out here. Entrance of the maze. This is a roughly square region which lies near the southern entrance to the maze of Chezni. The maze is made primarily from great hedges warded to prevent travel through their boundary. Smaller shrubs and plants also dot the landscape of the maze, interwoven in a fine net of greenery with the hedges. On the whole, this makes the area of the maze outside of the entrance a confused tangle, with the way into the depths of the maze not readily apparent. There is a break in the plants to the south, allowing exit toward the palace and its surroundings. I'm worried this is going to end up being like the sewers. Very worried this is going to end up being like the sewers. Okay, the maze of the Chezni is named in truth as it is a winding, twisting labyrinth of plants. The backbone of the maze is a tall garden hedge warded to prevent travel through their boundaries. Smaller shrubs and plants also dot the landscape of the maze, interwoven in a fine net. Okay, we've already read this. The overall effect of this is a bit confusing, with the exits obscured by blind alleys and the twisting of floral walls. Oh no. It is like the sewers. Okay, I don't know if I have this strength. Okay, this is fine. All of this is fine. This is all very fine. Do we just map this maze in its own area? Is that what we do here? I'm not sure. I am definitely going to spread out a lot of, like a generous amount of space for us to do this, though. I think it makes the most sense, though, to... I don't know. We probably should map this in its own area, because if we start doing custom lines, they'll get all messed up if we start moving the map around. It's probably going to get messed up anyway. Actually, is the sewer messed up? Let's go back and check. No, the sewer still seems to be intact. Gosh. Okay, let's take the maze and we'll put it one level up. So we're on... No. Hold on. We're on the z-axis of 0. We'll set these to the z-axis of 1. Okay. Oh shoot, but these are already... This is gonna mess with the tower. The couple places where you can go up higher. What is this? Wait, what are these? I don't remember this. Hallway, top of stairwell? I don't remember that. Oh, unless that was the inn or the bar or something. I guess we could just move them up. I don't like doing this, but we'll move it up to z-axis 2. Okay, and from here... here we go again. Don't know who thought this was fun. Okay, we're in the maze. In the maze. Wait a minute, did we just find the exit? Hold on. I think we just found the exit. Yeah, we did. That was weird. So 1440 connects to... Let's just follow the same path. 1440 connects to 1433. Yeah. Also, that looks terrible because it's actually a south exit. So it begins. At least we have some experience doing this, so shouldn't be as confusing as the sewer, right? The real question is if we backtrack, do we go somewhere else? You know what? I don't actually know. For now, I'm just going to start mapping it, and as long as I don't see... As long as I keep seeing that we're entering a new area via the you gained 1 exploration point... Wait, the heck... Did I just read that correctly? The hedges around you warp and twist, changing the pattern of the maze. Okay. That wasn't necessary in any way. Okay. Because at this point, we're just randomly moving around. There's no game here. Sorry, that's upsetting. Why would someone design it like that? Well, wait a minute. It said that the hedge maze changed, but nothing has changed here. This is the exact same path. Why did it... What? Okay, if the map didn't actually change, then I'm okay with it. I just don't know why it would give us that message. It was right here, wasn't it? I'm not crazy, right? It said the hedges around you warp and twist, changing the pattern of the maze. But it doesn't seem to have actually changed. I don't know. Oh, our jug is empty. Yeah, I am definitely against a maze that changes its pattern as you're trying to work through it. I'm okay. I don't know if okay is the right word. Wait, I thought there was a fountain here. I don't know if okay is the right word, but I can certainly manage a very confusing maze. But if you are doing a maze where the passages... What do you mean there's no fountain? There's a fountain right here. Fill jug marble fountain? Okay. But yeah, if the patterns of the maze constantly change while you're doing it, then you're not getting to make any meaningful choices. Which I surely hope that that's not what's happening. Because at that point, you're literally just randomly choosing directions, hoping you get somewhere. But this has remained consistent, this path that we've mapped out here. And it did end in this small orchard. Several fruit trees make up this small orchard, which is located in a clearing in the maze of the Sakmi Stygia. Visible are orange apple and Asgiana fruits. The trees grow on a hill of loam covered with a soft green grass. Surrounding the clearing are the walls of the hedge maze, which are composed of tall hedges and interwoven greenery. Okay. Well, I guess we just keep doing this. There is a scholar here. Backbone. The backbone of this maze is a tall garden, twisting labyrinth of plants. Oh, sorry. The backbone of this maze is a tall garden hedge warded to prevent travel. Yeah, this is just the same description. Okay. Here is a topiary. This topiary is located at one end of the maze. Hedges, walls hide the rest of the maze, interspersed with a thick web of greenery, which obscure the true exit from the area. Blah blah. Geometric precision. It's just a plant. Here's an end of the maze. Or a dead end, rather. Okay, this doesn't line up. Okay, this doesn't seem to be as bad as the sewer. Mostly because the sewer had us going to just the wackiest of places. Whereas this is a little odd, but overall not really that bad. And this seems to lead us to a gazebo, which is a little weird. And this uncharacteristically goes south right back into the area that you arrive in from the east. But again, it seems consistent, so I don't think we need to worry about it. Doesn't seem like we can go anywhere important. We just pop out here at the end. A lot of crisscrossing. Wait, we've been here before. I think I know where we are. Yep. Let's try this again. If we go north and then back south, we seem good. So that remains the same. If we go east and west, we seem good. Wait a minute. What? I think 1440 is actually the same room as... Sorry, this is a bit perplexing. Hang on, I'm gonna need a moment to figure this out. I think I've mapped this poorly. I think what's happening at this point is all these rooms, those rooms are the same right here, and this room is the same here. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to fix this. Let's just start by merging these. No, it's not gonna work. None of this is gonna work. I almost feel like we need to start over. Okay. Let's start by going north this time. We'll go east. Okay, here's where something weird has happened. We're in the gazebo. Set in the clearing of the maze of Sakmi's Gigia, a cunningly crafted white gazebo is hidden here amongst the hedges. The gazebo contains a wooden table with seating in the form of a few circular benches outside of the grassy area surrounding the gazebo, though the maze immediately begins again. Its hedges are interwoven with a neat, thick gazebo winds about all about the gazebo. The hedges warp about you, changing the maze. It said it changed the maze, but I'm not seeing any difference. All of these paths are the same. And it's so weird because like, I don't understand. You have to exit west, but west takes you back to 1455, I think. Yeah. It's so dumb. Like, why wouldn't that just take you right back to... I don't know. Why do you need to go west to go north? Okay. I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense, but the maze doesn't make a ton of sense, so... That was much less painful. Oh, sorry. Much less painful than the sewers, but much less satisfying. Like, I was kind of hoping there would be a hedge maze or something, but this is quite small, really. In fact, I'm going to just take that and put it back onto the Irindam map because it's not big enough to put anywhere else. Like, there we go. There's the map. Oh well. And I'm confused by the fact that it keeps telling us that the path is changing, but I'm also not upset that it doesn't change. Because again, that would just be more frustrating than it ever needed to be. In, like, any capacity. Okay. Guess we just go on our merry way. The only other place we could go that we haven't already kind of explored is south of the palace. So we'll head on over there. Okay, we're inside the gates of the Patrician's Palace. Further south takes us to the gates of the Patrician's Palace, and further south again finds us in the intersection of Jindril and Republican Way. Jindril Avenue meets Republican Way in a four-way junction here, connecting various parts of Old Erindam. Jindril skirts the edge of the Patrician's Palace as it heads east and west, while Republican Way comes south from Corvandil Square to enter the main gates of the palace to the north. The view of the palace from here allows a glimpse past the gated walls, revealing the massive gold dome of the central building and its meticulously carved marble trappings. Ringing this junction are lampposts, each topped with glowing balls of light, providing illumination to the junction at night. Let's try going west down Jindril Avenue. Jindril Avenue heads east and west through Old Erindam, skirting the southern outskirts of the Patrician's Palace, whose walls are directly north of here. On the south side of the street sits the Watcher's Conclave, charged with protecting Erindam's peace. East lies the intersection of Jindril Avenue and Republican Way. We'll keep going down Jindril Avenue. Oh, it becomes a part of Dantarn Avenue there, so let's go south. Oh, Jindril Avenue is pretty short, at least on the west side. Here we're in an antechamber. Well lit, meticulously constructed, this antechamber serves as the welcome area for the Watcher's Enclave. Stone pillars are set in the four corners of the room, supporting the white marble of the ceiling. Near the base of each pillar is a carved rune, and the floor is tiled in an intricate mosaic of compass rose. Looming from the west wall is a statue of Landir, bearing his crown and gazing over the room. Archways exit the enclave to the north and south, and a smaller doorway leads to the east. A gray-robed watcher guards the entrance. Nope, we can't go east. We can go south, though. Onto where Republican Way continues. I see. So to the east is where the Watchers are. Alright, well, we'll go pick up on Dantarn Avenue. The broad course of Dantarn Avenue runs parallel to the river here, heading north and south through Old Erindam. Lining the western border of the old city, Dantarn provides easy access to the river for the noblemen who have interests along the riverfront. West of here is a small warehouse which sits directly on the river. To the east, Dantarn connects with Jindril Avenue, which skirts the southern edge of the Patrician's Palace. Where's the warehouse? West. Oh, but we can't get into it. Okay, we'll just try going north. A break between two buildings leads towards a wooden bridge to the west. We'll go that way. We are atop an arched wooden bridge. This arched bridge crosses the Dantarn, connecting the old city with the Isle of Salira. Salira. That's what we'll go with. Salira. Which sits squarely in the river's course. In the center of the island is a tower which rises high above the arch of the bridge. Off to either side of the bridge is the river, which flows north and south below. That's pretty cool. So there's like an island in the middle of the city. And we're taking a bridge to get there. East of the Tower of Salira, rising above the banks of the island, are the stones of the Tower of Salira, namesake to the Order of Healers who make it their home. Made from old granite, the tower is an old building with a simple architectural style which predates the Republican period. An open portcullis provides an entrance into the tower to the west. Crossing the course of the Dantarn to the east is an arched wooden bridge which leads to the south part of the city. And here we are in the foyer of the Tower of Celira. The foyer of the Tower of Celira is dimly illuminated by a torch or two on its stone walls. Most notable about the place is the air. Rather than the damp, musty feel of most older buildings, the atmosphere of this tower is rich with the smell of plant life. Oak doors leave the chamber in the north and south. Oak doors leave the chamber in the north and south. The foyer exits the tower through a portcullis to the east and a large open chamber to the west. A guard for the tower stands at attention. South finds us in the birthing ward. This large room is made for women in the throes of childbirth. Half a dozen beds are arranged neatly in the room, each equipped with a small footstool for the use of midwives. Blankets and cloth wrappings are neatly piled on a table set against the south wall. Light in the room comes from a large window in the east wall, which opens to allow the sights and breezes of the Dantarn. Above the doors which leads... I must be getting tired. Above the doors which lead north and west are small religious icons depicting holy symbols of the god Jolin. There is a midwife, an expectant mother, a new mother, and an infant. There's a foyer, dimly illuminated by a torch or two. South of the Tower of Celira. And now we're atop an arched wooden bridge, so the river must run around this little island, right? Which would make sense. I see, and that's why we were in a foyer. So this part must be the central part of the island, or the tower, which is a sunlit garden. Sunlight illuminates this garden, coming from a glass oculus far overhead. Nearby, small shrubs and trees form the bulk of the garden, with the occasional stand of flowers arranged in an aesthetic fashion. In the upper regions of the tower, balconies look down on the garden and are oft as not covered with draping ivy. Oh, I see. Oft as not. So more often than not, covered with draping ivy which comes down in places to the level of the floor. Amidst the garden are a series of trickling fountains, with smaller ones occupying each corner of the room, and a large fountain sits squarely in the middle of the garden. Archways exit the garden in all cardinal directions. I'm just going to make the rounds here because I'm assuming this is just all part of the foyer. However, in the northwest is a stairwell. This simple room houses a stone staircase which spirals upwards out of sight. While the walls of the room seem to be made of old stone, they lack any trace of mold, and the air is cool but not damp. Oak doors leave the room to the east and south. Caladarn Scholar says only healers may ascend the stairs of Celira. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it really is an isolated part of Erendam, because there's a bridge on all the sides of it. This is probably going to get messy soon. So I'm going to preemptively move some of this out so I don't run into any conflicts. Until we find out how these rooms connect, anyway, it's going to be messy. Oh, I need a boat? Okay. That was weird. Thought we were, like, over there for a moment. Ah! Camera's been busted again. There we go. How long have we been? Moly, holy, it's been 3 hours. I should probably take a break just for the sake of my own humanity. I will be back, and we will try to put together some of the pieces of Irondam further in just a moment.